Hey guys, it's me, Little Squawker, and today I'm gonna be doing something different than I normally do. I have been watching a lot of booktubers lately, and most of them that I know have done top 10 insert a title here. Well, today I'm gonna be doing that as well, and I'm gonna be doing the top 10 books that I have personally read, and I think that everybody should at least read them once in their life. So, there's no particular order, there's no particular rating. I did give these books mostly 5 stars because I think they're great. So yeah, let's get started. So here are the top 10 books that Little Squawker recommends you to read. You have to read them before you die, just saying. So the first book I have is City of Bones, and I was pretty late on to reading this because this book got published pretty early. It got published... Where's copyright? Got published in 2007, and the movie came out like a few years after that. And now it's regaining popularity again because of Lady Midnight just came out, and like not too long ago, a few months ago I should say. And now the big hype for Cassandra Clare is back at it again. And City of Bones is a great thing to start with. City of Bones is about a girl who finds out that she has like, it's not a superpower, but more like she finds out that she's a shadow hunter, and it's one of my favorite places I would actually live because it does combine in all the aspects of fantasy. It includes vampires and werewolves and fairies and a lot of things. It's a lot of things to take in, and all the books are pretty big. They're over 400 pages, I should say. I don't know about City of Fallen Angels, but I think that's over 300. And it's a big series. And there are 7 books in Mortal Instruments, and then there are 3 books for Infernal Devices, so that's already 10 books. And plus Lady Midnight, that's 11. So I really recommend you reading this if you're like unsure about it, because a lot of my friends are unsure about the series, and I'm like, no, you gotta read this series. And plus, Shadowhunters is already out, so you can already tell that this has already gained popularity. I personally don't like Shadowhunters at all. So, with the YouTube hype of everybody, basically every popular YouTuber has wrote a book, I would have to say it was hard to choose between 2, because I had both a work in progress and Binge, but I do recommend work in progress, but I also recommend Binge. And a cute story behind this, I will probably make a separate video for it later, but I actually did meet Tyler Oakley, and I did cry my eyes out. No regrets. And I think the bag's really cute. I mean, look how cute he is. Look how adorable he is with his non-existent mustache. He could probably grow a mustache and it'll probably look good. So Binge is an autobiography written by Tyler Oakley, and it was published last year of either September or October, and it just tells you about how, like, to live your life. He tells his experiences that we never saw on YouTube, and it is pretty heartbreaking on some of them because I did cry a few times. So Binge by Tyler Oakley, and I also do recommend A Work in Progress by Connor Francis because that book was also inspiring. So yeah, another book, it's not overhyped anymore, but like, he keeps writing so much stuff, and you know who I'm talking about? I'm talking about The Lightning Thief. And The Lightning Thief, I was very late on reading this because I read it after the movie came out. And all my friends were so disappointed because it didn't stick to the book. And then after I read this book, I was like, wow, this really didn't stick to the book. And now that they made a graphic novel of it, I can finally visualize what the monsters look like, how the characters look like. And I think the movie just completely tears it apart of how I imagine the characters looking like. Except for Logan Lerman. I imagine him as that. But Lightning Thief is about a boy who realizes he's a demigod, aka the son of Poseidon. And now everybody suspects him stealing Zeus's bolt, and now he has to go travel to get it, and it's a pretty intense thing, and I personally liked it. I did read this within like 3 days. The series is pretty short. It only has 5 books, but since Rick wrote at least like separate series for like everything, and then he wrote on a tie-on series, and he writes a lot. I'm surprised he didn't get a reboot for Percy Jackson because the movie was so terrible. Hopefully they do make a remake of this and actually stick to the book. So, yeah. Another book which was also overhyped as soon as the movie came out is Divergent. And I actually was offered to read the advanced reader copies of Divergent, but I had to turn it down because I had to go to a basketball game, and I completely regret it because I could have been in a freaking book, because they did take a picture of the people who did read the advanced readers copies at Anderson's, and I was like, oh my freaking god. And I completely regret not getting the advanced readers copy of this, but at the same time, Divergent fandom is pretty weird now that the series stopped, and now she's writing a completely new series. And yeah, so Divergent is about a girl who is living in dystopian Chicago, and their life is now divided in factions, which is like, oh, I don't know how to describe it. It's not like colonies, but like, it's personality colonies in a way. And you're separated based on your personality and how you react to a test. And now you can only be one of those factions, but in this case, our main character Beatrice, aka Triss, is in 3, and they call it Divergent, and her whole life just gets twisted from there. So I do recommend you reading this. Just be prepared. That's all I gotta say. Another book I did read, and I love it very, very much, and it holds a special place in my heart, is The Book Thief. And The Book Thief is about a girl who lives her life in World War II, like, during when Hitler was sending everybody to the concentration camps and all that stuff. And personally, this book has a special place in my heart. And I love this book dearly, and I did cry in my math class while reading this, and my math teacher did not question it at all. And personally, I feel like you should read this book before you die, because I'm still surprised on how many people did not read this book yet, and I personally love this book. So yeah, there's The Book Thief. Another book I recently just finished is Me Before You, and I love this book. I think this is the first book that I read that is new adult, which is like a brand new genre that's coming up, which is also with like The Girl on the Train, this book, and like The Cuckoo's Calling, which is another new adult novel. And this is about a girl who lost her job at a coffee shop, and she was looking for one, and she found a shop, or not a shop, she found another job to be a caregiver for this guy. And yeah, this book is pretty emotional, and it has a lot of cute things in it, and I gave this a 5 out of 5. I would post my review on this, but it keeps like glitching, so I just deleted it, so I might just do a written review on it. And yeah, so Me Before You should definitely read it, and the movie's out already, so if you're that person who likes to read a book before the movie came out. But if you're also that type of person who reads or watches the movie then reads the book, I do recommend it, because this book is so good. And bring tissues. Another book which is also in the new adult thing, but it's kind of an old book, is Water for Elephants. And I saw the movie, and then I didn't really like it, but I think I had to watch the movie again, because I did read this book. I read this over Christmas, and I didn't realize how like sexual it got. But I do love this book, and I also really like the cover of it too, which I like also. And this book is about a guy who, what's it called? What do you do? He gets on a train because he's like an animal vet, I think, and he basically helps the elephants and everywhere, and he meets this girl, and it's a romance story, and it does talk about like, the old circus that he was on, and I'm pretty sure it is also a true story, because it does include pictures in it, and I personally love this book a lot. And yeah, I need to see the movie. The next 2 books I have are advanced readers copies, and I was lucky enough to also meet the author through Anderson's. One of them is When We Collided, and When We Collided is a very special book. I love this book dearly, along with the next book that I have in my lap. When We Collided is about a girl moves into a new town, but she has bipolar disorder, and a guy who is grieving over his father, but has like 5+ siblings, and his mom is still grieving and has depression and severe anxiety. And they meet, and their worlds collide. How cute is that? I also did give this book 5 out of 5. I like how this author and the next author do deal with mental illness and anxiety and like social anxiety, and they do take it where it is a very relatable thing, because sometimes when I read books and they do include mental illness, they don't relate to it. Like, some of the things I read, I'm like, no. So I do like how this author did take it, and I do personally love Emery as a person. If you don't follow her on Twitter, oh my god, she is amazing. Hamilton obsessed girl. So yeah, When We Collided, you definitely have to read. And yeah, the next book I have in my lap is A Problem with Forever, and this book is going like wildfire, and I'm so happy for Jenifer Armentrout. And this book is about a girl who goes to school for the first time after an incident that happened in her foster home when she was with one of the people who were there, and now they collided in school in her speech class, and she overcomes speaking in front of people and also gets to talk more with the... Haha! My phone did something weird. Okay, back to this book. She also gets to reunite with the person she used to live with, and she gets to talk to him more. And I love this book so much. Oh my god, if you're watching this, my camera is about to go like this, because it is... I love this book. I love the cover of it. I love how she collided two very different people into this, and I'm very happy for Jenifer, and I really hope I do get to meet you again, because you are the kindest, awesomest lady I've ever met. And you should definitely read this. And this is also the advanced reader's copy of The Problem with Forever. So, yeah. And the next book I have is covered in post-its for a certain reason, and that is The Fault in Our Stars. The Fault in Our Stars was a very overhyped book as soon as the trailer for this movie got released. And I will also make a separate video for overhyped books later on. Not this book. Oh my dear lord, this book. If you are a person who easily cries, definitely read this book. The Fault in Our Stars is about a girl who has, she has thyroid, and she goes to the support group and meets this guy named Augustus, and they fall in love, and yeah. I really can't say anything else with it, because literally that's what they do, and they have so many little adventures with each other, and I love this book. Oh my god. The story behind me reading this, I finished it on my way back from Michigan, because we had to go celebrate Mother's Day over there, and I was sobbing in the car uncontrollably. And we went to the sobbing uncontrollably that I ran out of napkins in my Nana's car, and we had to go to a gas station just to get more napkins. And I personally love this book a lot. I will tell you the reason why I have post-its later in life. So, yeah. I would also include, like, Eleanor Park and Fangirl, but I feel like that should have its own little thing. And once I finally read, like, the Fangirl, Carry On, and I do get the other books that she also wrote that I cannot find for some reason, I will do a whole entire author review series about that. So, yeah, I will see you guys next time. Be sure to subscribe and comment other books you think that should have been on this list, because I will also do another video with the new books also included, because it was very hard to choose these. Subscribe, comment, and like this video, and share it, because I like to see you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.